This week's episode of Hastly Kayfabed Recap is brought to you by Indie Dive Bombers. Now with their new hit single, The Flippity Floppity Fly. Indie Dive Bombers. Now available in your local music retailer near you.
Hi, I'm Hustler Rip Rogers, and I approve.
I don't remember if he has a southern accent or not.
He probably does. Welcome to the show. How you gentlemen doing?
All right.
Well,
I'm alive somehow.
living is good. We like living.
Not my. And by the way, I mean, I'm actually alive, unlike Chris Cornell.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
because I decided a long time ago I actually want to live. And by the way, I think it's funny that a guy committed suicide that made a song called "Show Me How to Live." But yeah,
Let's get to the. There's not much news except there's one big giant nail that came out of a sudden. The other notable news is that Eva Marie might be gone, thank goodness, and Paige might be gone soon. But let's talk about Randy Orton, or more correctly, Rip Rogers.
Oh, wait a second. Before we go on to the Rip Rogers thing, there's something else that I have to mention. I don't know if you guys put it in the news or not. I haven't been able to check the notes, but apparently that little group over in the UK, 5-Star Wrestling.
Oh
They
yeah.
also one's favorite wrestler, Phil Brooks, BM Dump. They offered him $1 million to compete in their tournament that they're having.
I did hear about that, and I think he'd make more money doing cooking appearances for the UFC than he would doing working the UK tournament.
Because unlike Morrow, Punk isn't going to take the money and run. So, man up, Morrow.
I thought we stopped talking about that a while ago, but what the hell do I know?
I did. Lewis didn't.
Anyway.
He's still beating a dead horse. Okay.
Anyway.
I don't want to talk about Morrow. I think he's a fucking he's a fucking sellout and a pussy. That's why I don't want to dignify him with talking about him.
Right, and I get that. Like I say, beating a dead horse.
To me, with Mauro Ranallo, it's like Freddy Krueger.
Horse.
It's
What
like
I'm
Freddy
saying
Krueger.
is just the fact that he's not going to take. Unlike Punk, isn't going to be like him and just take the fucking money.
Let's say he make money more than the UFC, like we were saying earlier. I mean, he made $500,000 for a 2.5 minute fight. He got his ass beaten.
Yeah.
Because with me, with Mauro Ranallo, he's like Freddy Krueger. If you stop talking about him, he'll lose his power.
Well, that's pretty much with any troll. Anyway, let's get to the real news of this week.
Real news. I was about to say, like I said,
Randy Orton pisses off the entire IWC. God,
Actually, there's a couple other things in news too, by the way.
oh, okay.
well, let's start with
Let's
the
talk about
news.
that after.
Let's start with the actual news, and then we'll get into the Randy Orton segment.
Well, there's two pieces of news this week, actually. The first one is that we need a moment of silence, sadly, because Braun Strowman is now out for 6 months with an elbow injury. He just got the surgery on Monday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Let's have a moment of silence to any entertaining Raws for the next 6 months.
Anyway, it's possible that the 6 months may be kayfabed. And the reason why is because the person handling Strowman's injury still says that it's 4 to 8 weeks. And they're trying to do the 6 month thing, so that way it seems like Braun is coming back stronger with an early recovery time. So be careful with that. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully he's not out for those 6 months, but if he is out for those 6 months, it's going to suck for Raw for a while.
but I could tell that match is probably going to be canceled now.
Yeah,
They
Richard,
are-
they already
is.
announced on. Well, you were there, but yeah, they announced on Raw that that they're doing a 5-way dance at Extreme Rules.
Yep.
To find the replacement for Brock Lesnar, to face Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that when we get there. And of course, another bit of news that I'm sure only me, Lewis, and Will, and maybe Will probably get. Pretty boy Doug Summers has passed away.
Yes, I did see that too.
So, I don't. I know most of the fans out there. Our 7 listeners might not know who Playboy. Who he might not know. Yeah, they might not know who Pretty Boy Doug Summers is, but watch his matches teaming with Playboy Buddy Rose against the Midnight Rockers.
Get the older cage match set, and watch the freaking cage match with them and the Midnight Rockers. Freaking amazing.
I think Doug Summers was one of the main people that didn't go to WWE.
There were a few people because that was at AWA, right?
Yeah.
So there were a few people that didn't go over there. I mean,
well, Summers did jobs for Titan, I think. I think they used him as a job guy.
I don't remember, to be honest.
But it's definitely not on the. But I mean, he didn't. They didn't grab him to use him as a star like they would have They would have tried to get like a Bockwinkel.
For example, okay, let me rephrase that, because at least his partner got somewhat of a push.
The blowaway
diet.
1-800-LARDASS.
And by the way, it needs to be stressed that wasn't Vince's idea. It was something that fucking Buddy Rose thought of himself, because if you remember any old AWA, he was already doing that in the AWA.
And he was a slim, trim, ripped
217 pounds.
15 pounds, yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy. So, Will, you want to set this up, so go ahead before we continue.
So this started with an OVW trainer by the name of Rip Rogers, who tweeted out a particular set of basically what kind of sums up a lot of what people think is a good match.
Every ROH match.
Every ROH match.
Now, we should preference that the tweet was originally by a man of Daniel D-Man Parker. Because I'm actually looking at Rip Rogers' Twitter right now, and that's where he's put on the front page, so there you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, my Twitter decided to fuck up. Put
your Twitter there, buddy?
I wish I had
his Twitter handle is Hustler2754.
Yeah, my Twitter decided to fuck up. But basically it was a whole lot of dive. And people got mad about it. People didn't really get mad about this. It would have stayed in a little corner until Randy Orton got involved. And he tweeted that out. And people got mad about this, although surprisingly there were some people that were surprisingly agreeing with this particular thing, including one Ricochet. Which means, wow, holy shit, he might actually understand wrestling. Now, he did also say that he enjoy different types of wrestling, but I think he did understand what was going on. Randy Orton, however, decided to send out
his own tweet, yeah.
His own tweet on top of that particular retweet. Because remember, Randy Orton was also an OVW guy. And Rogers did work with him a lot. Unfortunately, it did not translate well into his matches all the time, of course, because, well, given his history.
Well, right now, let's actually read the original tweet, and then we'll go into Orton's tweet. Remember, the original tweet was by Daniel D. Man Parker. Every indie match now, handshake. Drawn out movie.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find that tweet. Because there's something that
I'll just put up I'll just give you guys the Twitter handle or the actual tweet itself.
Yeah, go ahead, because there's something that we need to do.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability right now to put it on the screen, so you just gotta listen to us say it.
Okay. Put it in Skype so I can see it.
All right. Well, I will. I'll just...
Oh, not that one, Lou.
Now I just gotta roll down my computer until I get to the actual tweet in question. There we go. Highlight it. Link, copy, and Skype. Now, this is Rip Rogers' retweet, but yeah, it's pretty much there.
Okay. Because I think it's time to bring another segment to the show.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
And I'm doing this sort of on the fly, or else I'd be better prepared. But it's time for another episode of Twitter Piece Theater.
Jeez.
What a piece that, huh?
It's time for another episode of Twitter Piece Theater with your host, Winston Churchill Esquire III. Hello, everybody. My name is Winston Churchill Fortescue III Esquire, and welcome to another episode of Twitter Piece Theater. Today we are taking a look at the passage of one Mr. Rip Rogers at Hustler 2754. This was sent to me by the young man on the right. He has enough sense at an early age, too. This, of course, he has trained with Yuki Ishikawa, too. And the man's Twitter handle is Daniel D-Man Parker at D-Man Wrestling. Every indie match now, handshake, drawn-out move exchange. This is awesome chant. Strike exchange, dive, no sell indie strong style, dive, more strikes, no sells, dive, flippy flop sequence, dive, hit everyone with each other's finisher, then Humpty Dumpty, we all fall down. Fight forever chant, rinse and repeat until every move is useless and means nothing. Dive, take unsafe shot that looks like shit and huts like hell. Then roll up finish. Handshake and hug after match. Everyone's hands raised. All these guys chant. Go home and type on social media, thanking your opponents and company for the match, and telling others that they should book these guys. Die.
Winston,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to borrow you for Randy Orton's tweet in a few more minutes. Are you gonna be available?
Well, I guess I could do 2 episodes in one day. We are doing a PBS pledge drive after all.
All right, so let's continue. Will, go ahead.
Okay,
and I've got him right here, actually.
Actually, go do the Randy Orton one.
This next tweet is from Randy Orton at Randy Orton. I really need to issue an apology. Sorry to the old-timers, indie guys, and old-timers who took dives, took offense. Just having a few good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing the SmackDown Live tour, while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows. Now, I know there's some that doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. But in the big boy world that is called putting asses in seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes in this month. Headlock.
I like the fact that he said headlock after that.
Like he knows, like one of his nicknames is Randy Resthold.
Well, Well, there were some interesting responses to the initial thing. Like I say, one of them. What?
There's actually something about that.
Well, yeah. Can I get into that before we do this?
There's actually. I'm not going to do that whole bit, but there's two tweets that actually caught my eye that I retweeted on my own Twitter page.
Was one of them Bubba Ray Dudley?
No. This is my Twitter handle, by the way, is @officialwolfpack without the K. And first of all, I put up a picture of a kitten and says, every time someone does a suicide dive, a flip or a super kick, a kitten dies. Stop killing kittens. Learn to wrestle.
I saw that one.
Oh, you did?
Because I think you put it on Facebook also.
Oh, yeah. But there was this one smart ass that basically said, where the hell is it? Unless he deleted the tweet, but it went something along the lines of, it was $20 per head. Thank you very much, for some shit like that.
Oh boy!
Well, $20 per head times 150 is still.
Indies Wrestler, it was a crowd of 193, and they paid $20 a seat. Thank you very much.
Okay, so they made $4,000.
And they're proud of that, apparently.
Right, they made $4,000. How much did Randy Orton said SmackDown made over the week again? Oh, right,
$5 million.
Well, and the funny part about that is some news organizations accidentally wrote that Randy Orton made $5 million in 3 shows, but
the wrestlers are salaried.
Yeah, but oh gosh, no. Here's the thing. First of all, $4,000. Can you imagine if they actually got paid by that?
Oh yeah, they probably got $20 a piece. Or I'm just sure as Lewis can attest to, because he's been around enough indie shows to see this.
Well,
you can also get the promoter to tell you, experience and exposure were your payoff.
And of course, if you only have $4,000, I can imagine how much the boys got if none of that money stuck to the stealing, because we all know how the boys get paid, right?
Yeah, that also depends. If there's a washed-up legend, he's got to get paid at least $3,000 to that.
Like, think about it. Let's go through the hierarchy. First of all, you have to pay for the electricity and the rental and all of that, so half that money is already gone. And then the promoter's going to take his cut first. If there's a big name like John said, he's going to be the next person to take the cut. And then you go down to main eventers, mid-carders, curtain jerkers, staff. No, actually, no, the staff will come right after the promoter, and then comes the boys.
Or you could have the promoter leave with the payoff in the middle of the fucking event, like that's actually happened.
True.
That has actually happened. But like I say, the usual way the boys got paid was that you get all that money from the gate and you put it in a big bag. And then what you do is you take all that money and you throw it at the ceiling. Whatever sticks to the ceiling, the boys get.
Which is not.
What actually happens is a bit different, but that's an old one. But there were some very interesting responses to both the initial retweet from Randy Orton and the apology that he wrote. And they've gone from, like I say, Ricochet surprisingly agreeing with it, Will Ospreay deciding to completely disagree and making a dive T-shirt.
And that's why his ass still jobbed to Vader.
And yeah. And Bubba Ray Dudley actually, I think he was trying to make a joke out of it, but I guess he and Orton have some heat still. Of Bubba Ray coming off the top rope, about to land on like 4 or 5 people on the mat
in a ROH show, mind you.
In a Ring of Honor show. And I think he was making fun of that because it wasn't so much a dive as it was more of a belly flop. And there's actually and you posted it, Lou, the Jim Cornette experience where he's talking about. Did you catch the thing about the flying dingbat?
Yep. That had me in hysterics.
That was hilarious.
John's not interrupting anyone. Nice.
Huh?
Talk. You
What
haven't
happened?
cut anyone off yet.
I was gonna say that I was telling Lewis when he was at the house that as soon as Jim Cornette mentioned what he mentioned, I just kept picturing that Will Ospreay Ricochet match from New Japan. And then with listening to Jim Cornette, it's like Jim Cornette was commentating the whole match.
Oh, jeez.
Ding
that!
And that makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
By the way, cheap plug, I'm going to try to work with John in doing our masterful commentary of that 78-star match.
And early...
Mark and Omega and fucking Okada.
Oh, God.
And this Sunday after the pay-per-view, I'm finally going to pull Will aside and say, let's do Slaughter Hogan. We have the thing ready.
Thank you.
We have everything set up. We just have to sit down, set up a time.
Okay.
So expect 2 of our little match riffs coming very soon.
Yes.
The
So
only thing is I have to figure out a way to do the microphone and the match at the same time. I don't know how to do that shit.
Oh, okay.
oh, that's not that big a deal.
That's not big a deal.
Now the funny part about
Fuck a lot.
And remember to download Sync Play so you could do the Young Bucks matches.
yes.
Or you could just hang yourself like that Soundgarden guy did.
Oh
Oh,
God.
God.
Will
Nobody
you
blamed you.
stop? Anyway, what I was trying to say is that all of a sudden, Rip Rogers got an idea out of all of this. And this is called Drawing Money 101. He has made 2 T-shirts. One says, I'm a dive guy. The other one says, I'm not a dive guy.
I'd buy both just for the hell of it, just because Rip Rogers was amazing.
And you know what? I would do that anyway. Whether you're a dive guy or not a dive guy, he's going to make money off of this.
Oh, no shit.
Okay.
I guess you're going to see guys wearing these shirts at the fucking indie shows.
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Hey, don't be surprised if you walk into an indie show and see like half the arena wearing dive and I'm in dive guy shirts and the other one not.
I will wear Pro Wrestling Guerrilla does a weekly show here. I almost want to go just wearing one of those shirts and piss people off just to get some heat.
I'm not a dive guy.
I'm not a dive guy.
Record it, put it up on the channel, and they'll probably be like, us versus the IWC 2. We'll walk into the war zone.
Walk into the war. Oh, damn straight. Damn straight. The just remember, the point of dive versus no dive isn't that the suicide dive is a bad move, okay? That a tope suicida is not a bad move, okay? It's the significance of doing particular moves to make them mean something. And that a lot of indie shows do a lot of moves, but don't make it look like a fight. They don't make it look like it last.
It looks like a stunt show instead of an
It looks like a stunt show. It looks like a stunt show. And that's the big complaint that I have. That's the big complaint that I have with the Omega Okada match. When Omega decided to take a dive through 10 sets of chairs, he got up from that.
That should have been the finish.
I agree. That should have been the finish. We're not taking away from Okada from Omega's athleticism. We're not taking away from things. Okay, some of us are. Some of us are. But like I say, as I like to say, there's a difference between what Omega did with the sex doll and what Kota Ibushi did with the sex doll. You can take that out of context all you want, but one of them wanted to do a Final Atomic Buster, and the other one actually wanted to do a wrestling match.
Yeah, and Kota Ibushi actually did a wrestling match.
I was going to say, guess which one decided to do the wrestling match with it? Okay.
Got you sold for the fucking thing and everything.
Here's a tip. That person works for WWE now.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, no, my bad. Not Ibushi.
I wish he did, but Ibushi wanted to stay in Japan.
Yeah, my bad. But he's still a lot more respected than
I don't know why. I don't know why Omega is getting the push that he is. But I mean, hell, I'm pissed that New Japan is coming to Los Angeles.
Oh, that's another piece of news you forgot, Will.
The what? The U.S. title?
Yeah, a Japanese company is having a U.S. title.
Yes. A national title based in the United States. Well, I mean,
WWE has a
WWE has a UK title now.
But WWE is a United States company.
Yes, but they have a United Kingdom title.
Itself the face of America. So they.
Well, yeah, exactly, and I love that bit. I gotta say, with Kevin Owens doing that, that's that is brilliant. The face of America, a Canadian. It's just, and I hope people.
Well, the face of America right now is a giant orange troll
that you voted for.
Yeah, and I'd rather have him on office than Hillary.
That's debatable. But again, I'd rather be in office personally. But
yeah.
You're bro, Mr. Salters.
Hey, you'd be my vice president. Don't joke.
I
told you why.
Lou trying to handle the Senate. Oh shit!
The reason why is simple. So that way they won't assassinate my ass. Because then they see next in line.
And then Ty would have me as an attorney general, so I could be the big boss man.
Shit!
You want to see me as vice president? Look up that old Chris Rock movie, Head of State, with Bernie Mac. There you go.
Exactly. And like Lou isn't in there Lou won't be in there for any financial or intelligence reasons. He's there as my human shield to make sure no sniper takes me out. Because if they take me out, they're gonna look and realize he's the next guy in line and just change their mind.
And the Middle East will no longer exist.
That's it. You got to understand. The only time Will and Reed ever go to Compton is to buy weed. They don't know nothing about that life.
Neither do you.
Fuck. Reed's not saying a whole lot.
I think Reed fell asleep already.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to finish something right now.
Oh, okay. Oh. Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
But yeah,
going back to the original subject.
Going back to the original thing, that whole set of tweets, like I say, Rogers lately has been going through some tough times. I'm glad he came up with the dive guy stuff.
Yeah.
And so make some money off of it. Own that shit. Even Will Ospreay's making his own shirts with dive, okay? They're just dive shirts as opposed to I'm a dive guy, I'm not a dive guy. But still, make some fucking money off of this. And Rip Rogers, like I say, as I retweeted, Drawing Money 101.
By the way, something I want to mention before I forget. When Bubba put up that picture, did you see what Orton tweeted as a response?
Yeah, that's why I said I think there's some heat still from between the two.
Orton fucking tweeted a fat guy belly flopping into the pool.
Well, he kind of was.
That's just a fact. It was hilarious.
And I think
put up a video of a fat
it's like there's a difference between a young hungry talent diving and old out-shaped vet falling.
Yeah.
But Orton went and put like a gif of a fat guy falling into a pool. And I saw that as a response to Bubba.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Orton was trying to be funny with that one, but I guess Bubba didn't like that.
But by the same token, you guys all remember what Jim Cornette told the clowns, right?
Oh no.
That he's sick and tired of people thinking they're wrestlers just because they could fall through furniture?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that was one of the biggest thing. What was the one of the big advices that he gave to people that were starting in the business? Don't jump off the top rope.
Yeah.
And he would tell the story of the late Doug Furness's brother, Mike Furness. Now, if you don't remember Doug Furness teamed up with was it Phil LaFon?
Yeah,
originally known as Dan Crawford.
Yeah, Furnace and LaFawn.
Furnace and LaFawn, yeah. And they had a brief run in WWF, but Doug Furnace had a gimmick going as World's Strongest Man. And his brother was in, I forget if he was in football or something, but the brother tag team was big, and there was something involving a hot tag, and Mike comes in and he beats up on the guy, and he does this big old thing where he goes over where he knocks the guy with a clothesline over the top rope, and Mike also went over the top rope and he hurt himself going over. So there's some definite merit to not wanting to jump off the top rope. Now, if you've practiced it enough, and it makes things just worse if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, fine. But again, the whole dive thing is not about the dive itself. It's about trying to make the moves seem believable, and a lot of people don't think that.
It's essentially what we bitch. It's essentially what we bitch about the Young Bucks about overusing one move to the point where it's useless.
Or even many moves.
Or hell, as the king of Terquadia has said numerous times, Kevin Nash. Have you ever seen a guy jump off the bar in a bar fight? No. You want it to be freaking realistic.
Yeah.
Well, the bartender, but he kind of has to. But
you guys also have to understand something too. The fact that these people that actually like this garbage are the same ones that's another thing I told Lou about, that sat there, watched the last Battle of Atlanta, and said it was boring, but they'll sit there and watch a Young Bucks match and say it's the greatest thing they ever watched.
And if you watched the last Battle of Atlanta and you said it was boring, I fucked your mother. Fuck you.
Oh god!
Wasn't that the cage?
Yeah, it was. That's like our third episode.
That was the cage with that eventually was what?
Sawyer and Rich.
Sawyer and
Rich and Buzz Sawyer.
Yeah, but the payoff was supposed to be Ole beating up on Paul on Precious Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
A bunch of those smarks when they put it up. Oh, that match is boring. Why is it considered historic?
Well, it is historic, but the payoff was supposed to
boring, but I still keep her around.
But I thought the payoff was supposed to be about was Ole and Paul, Precious Paul.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the match wasn't boring. It wasn't the most exciting thing in the world.
But you got what you got for what the time was.
But you got what you got, and people were bleeding half to death and all that. But really, that match was was the ass end of a different feud that ended up being Ole Anderson versus Precious Paul Ellering.
And it's funny, yeah, and that's another thing that I should mention. When you talk about indie wrestling, my attitude about it. Did any of you guys ever play Dive Kick?
Yes, I have Dive Kick.
Yeah, I played.
That's literally what independent wrestling is right now.
Yeah, but Dive Kick was
it's not.
Was a joke that turned into a legitimate fighting game.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Dive Kick and independent wrestling.
Dive Kick actually requires strategy.
No, if this were independent wrestling, the guy would get up from the one dive kick.
Oh, right.
Because remember, you're supposed to get up after you get hit by the dive.
Yeah, that's right. And Dive Kick, I think only one character can actually survive one.
It's probably the boss. I don't remember.
I forget. It's been a while. I've been trying to play Ultra Dragon Ball Z. Gohan hurts.
Anyway, so what's going on in wrestling this week?
Well, normally this is
unless
the time.
There's other shit.
Normally this is the time we will go through all of wrestling this week, but this is going to be a very special episode of This Week in Pro Wrestling because Lou and John actually went to Raw this week. So tell us about. Okay, John went to Raw this week. So tell us about your mystical adventure.
Well, basically, there's a few things. There's a few things to tell actually. The first one is that basically the arena didn't start really getting full until around, I'd say maybe the start of the show, a little bit after the start of the show. They taped main event first because remember there's no more superstars. So both matches they taped was for main event, which we can't see here in the U.S. And it was Nia Jackson going over on Dana Brooke. And the second one was a cruiserweight match that I didn't pay attention to because I went to go get some merchandise. Because that's actually what you do when you go to a show, you buy merch. And yes, I bought a Roman Reigns t-shirt.
And I got the club shirt finally. I'm happy.
Yeah. Because number one, my aunt's a big fan of Roman Reigns, and number two, I thought it'd be nice to piss off some of the Smarks.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's fine. The Smarks have no clue what the fuck.
And and leading into that is basically where my problem lies. I was not floor level, but in the lower levels. And in front of me is this, it must have been 4 or 5 kids with their grandfather. So the grandfather was basically taking them to a wrestling match, and I figured that because, they said say hi to grandma on the phone. So I'm guessing that was the grandfather. And mind you, they're kids. They're I'd say maybe between 7 and 10 years old, maybe.
Sure.
And on the opposite end, you have these fucking Smarks sitting there. Roman sucks, CM Punk, that whole 9 yards. And the whole event, they just kept going and going and going. Cursing. And I understand. I'm the first person to sit there and say, hey, look, you pay a ticket, you have the right to say what you want. But at least be around, be aware of your surroundings. If there's kids present, don't sit there and fucking swear and curse.
Cover their ears and then scream fuck.
Don't kill and look, don't kill their heroes for them.
Thank you.
Because not everyone liked Hulk Hogan when I was growing up. My godmother hated him. She was a Flair person.
And if you don't like Hulk Hogan, fuck you.
But one thing she would never do, she would never badmouth Hogan in front of me. In fact, when I had to write to Hogan because of the earthquake attack, she actually helped me write the letter. You don't. We may not like John Cena, we may not like Roman Reigns, but I'm not going to sit there. First of all, Roman's a cool dude because Lewis has met him. We've seen him around. Right. Number one, number two, the guy just lost his fucking brother. He doesn't need to hear that bullshit. He just lost his brother. He's coming out to entertain the fans instead of being with his family. That right there deserves a lot of respect. I'm just so sick and tired of hearing this shit. I really am. It's look, we may not like him or the fact that he's shoved down our throats, but don't ruin it for the fucking 8-year-old that's probably his first WWE event, sitting there watching his heroes live for the first time. Because especially for us lifelong fans, we were young ones too. We had our heroes. People never ruined it for us. Why should we ruin it for them?
When you were those kids' age and you were watching the Attitude Era spanking it whenever Steve Austin fucking came in for some fucking reason, no one came over and shit on the show for you. Like, boy, howdy, Austin fucking sucks, because he does. Let the fucking kids enjoy their, every year before WrestleMania, I almost always get on Facebook, and it's to the point it's corny and tiresome, where I sit there and write a little tidbit of whether your first big WrestleMania main event was Hogan versus Andre, or that year's main event, it's WrestleMania weekend. It's the weekend for us fans. And when, you got little Sally there, she's wearing her Roman Reigns shirt, and you have some obese 400-pound fuck for the last time he seen a vagina was the day he was born. Roman sucks. Fuck that guy. Don't ruin the experience for the kids. You want to be a fucking loser troll? Do it where you usually do it. Hide with your fucking fat ass faggot friends and type shit on your fucking message boards.
Has
Message
that
boards.
kind of spins off into another question?
Go ahead, because there's more to say.
Well, this is actually going to be a question, so you might as well go first. Because the question was, has the IWC started to ruin professional wrestling? But
Yes.
And
Well, I
I'm
think
telling you firsthand how they did.
I was going to say it's not that they have started to ruin professional wrestling. They've ruined professional wrestling for a long time. There have been very few things that have come out of the IWC that have been good ideas. The only one that I could think of was Daniel Bryan. But
It's gotten to the point where, because I think it's because of the Roman situation, that it's starting to become, and a lot of our people, a lot of our heroes are starting to retire. I think it's starting to get more exposed now than it would have been before. People are starting to see it more.
yeah, well, the business is way different than it was, and it's a very odd evolution to look at. I mean, I'm still I'm probably more mad about the CM Punk chants that I heard about.
That's something I need to get into as well.
and
That's another thing, by the way.
Continue real quick, because after that we could probably go another hour just into the IWC. But go ahead.
Yeah, because that's another problem I have. Two problems, actually. Basically, my seat, it was secondary market, so you figure it was my seat was fucking like 80-something bucks.
Uh-huh.
But the floor seats must have been fucking like $200, $300. Going to the back of the arena there. Now, you're spending in their arena, because WWE owns it for the night, $200 to $300 and more. Because ringside seats were what, $1,000 usually?
Yeah.
Like $500? Okay, so you're spending that. You're spending that much money.
We'll assume $500 for a Raw or SmackDown and $1,000 for a pay-per-view, and maybe a little more for the Big Four.
Those things can be a G, like John said. It depends on where.
Depends on where you stand.
No, what I'm saying is, when it comes to prices like that, if they're in the Garden, they're going to charge $1,500 for front row seats, whether it's a Raw or a pay-per-view. Those tickets are going to be $1,500.
So it depends on where you are, and in some cases, what show they're running. Like, because there's no way you're getting a $20 seat if you're going to WrestleMania, even if it's WrestleMania shithole USA. Exactly.
But the thing is, if you're spending that much money to come to a wrestling show, okay, I'm going to ask the question and I'm going to give an answer. Because I need to ask us wrestling fans first. When you spend that much money for a wrestling show, what are you there for? What do you want to do?
Be entertained.
Watch wrestling. Be entertained.
Watch wrestling.
Exactly. Well, apparently to these fucking people, the answer is throwing around a fucking beach ball.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
The beach ball and the beach ball and the CM Punk chants.
Be glad I was you, because I would have fucking popped the damn thing.
Well, it didn't come our way, but where we would have sat, but still. It's the fact that you're paying fucking $200
in the face.
That I could have done. That I could have done. But anyway, fucking, you spend $200-$300 to go to one of these fucking shows, and the first thing on your mind is, hey, I need to throw a beach ball around. And by the way, if you set your DVRs, if you haven't deleted Raw off your DVRs yet, because I know a lot of you people are probably waiting until the weekend to watch it or catch up on it, at about an hour and 37 in, you're going to hear those chants. I mean, the camera wasn't focused on it, but you're going to still hear "We Want Beach Ball" and CM Punk. But anyway, so and I actually live streamed it on my Facebook. Basically, there was 2 beach balls in the audience. People were patting them around, doing their beach ball chants. Security does their job and takes them, and all of a sudden, you have the crowd chanting at them that they're fucking assholes.
No.
God, I
Wow.
wish I had this single play up and fully ready for all of us, so I could have showed it on here.
Yeah, they started doing the asshole chants at security, and then the delete chants for Hardy because they're so cool.
Well, Hardy's still
The Hardys are there, though.
To be fair, the Hardys are there, and Matt's doing the delete motion. So
Yeah.
But when the Hardys been out there,
No, the Hardys weren't out there. This is during a cruiserweight tag match.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what Aries actually tweeted about. Oh, thanks a lot, Newark fans, for disrespecting us during our match.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. And that's not all. Oh God. Because and by the way, this happened right after, like, when I went to put my phone away, because when I looked back at the video that I shot, I was actually able to see it start because my focus was in the ring and at that crowd.
Right.
And where I was filming. I didn't notice it in the corner of my eye until I went back and looked at the video. But apparently, there was a break in between the two videos that I put up where basically the securities had starting to eject this fucking guy. What happened is this guy started disrupting with the CM Punk chants. And from what I was told, he was one of the people that threw the beach ball into the crowd. And he was wearing the old CM Punk Best in the World shirt. And by the way, why the hell would you wear a shirt of a wrestler who's no longer with the company? I have no fucking idea.
Because I'm a cool member of the IWC, yo.
A guy quit on you 3 years ago.
But he's still our hero, yo. CM Punk. I'll stop now. Go ahead, John. I think I broke John's mind, unfortunately.
There's some. Oh, don't just. No, his internet died.
Oh,
his internet died. He'll be back.
Okay.
John broke his internet, is what happened.
Yeah. And just to bring up a little bit, I just got some news that just came in to me just a few minutes ago. Brock Lesnar will be here for 4 dates to promote Great Balls of Fire.
He'll be at
according
to this, while we kill time till this guy gets back, on the June 12th show, in Lafayette, on the June 26th show in California, LA, on the July 3rd show in Phoenix, Arizona, and July 10th show in Houston, Texas. Welcome back, John.
Motherfucker cut me off in the middle of my rant.
That's probably Bucky Beaver using his teeth on your internet connection. Go ahead.
But anyway, I noticed that I've been to a lot of shows. Lou's been to a lot of shows for WWE. I noticed that the people who actually want to have a good time and actually go to enjoy themselves are the ones in the nosebleeds and the lower levels. But the smarks and the assholes are usually the ones with the more expensive seats, like the floor and ringside seats. But then again, we're also the people that buy the most merch. So go figure,
Yeah, they come because they want to be part of the show. You guys come because you actually want to watch the show, and sometimes you can't. And you can't spend your entire you're not going to spend your entire paycheck just on the seats because you want to buy merch.
We're more thankful. Let's put it that way.
All right,
we're more thankful for the opportunity to be there.
Yeah, I will say this.
What it is.
I will say this though. Last year, I almost had a chance because I was coming back from California to Vegas to go drive home. At that time, I was coming back. The night I came back, they had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and I feel like if I had spent the $400 for a ringside seat as I landed, I would have actually had a great weekend. That would have been cool because then I would have been ringside as when Dean Ambrose would have cashed in.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome to see there. So that's one of my missed opportunities that I feel like I regret. That I missed something that could have been cool there.
Yeah. But anyway, this friggin' guy, what happened is security was escorting him out. And like Louis said, thank God he wasn't there because the stairs that the dude needed to leave in was right next to my seat.
Oh, no.
Oh,
because
no.
I literally had the seat right at the top, like I could walk out of the arena, like the actual, the main arena itself, and into the merch stand and the food court. So that's why I said to Lou, I'm like, we got to remember these seats when we go together. But anyway, so where they had security had to take him, and by the way, this goes all the way to the floor. So security had to take him out through that stairwell. So this motherfucker, I got a good look at the motherfucker, and he's on camera, wearing a CM Punk shirt, got a backpack, a little purse book bag, and he's got a full beer in his hand. He's sitting on now Mr. Tough Guy, who like 2 seconds ago was trying to fight security. All of a sudden now he's crying, I didn't do nothing. I didn't start nothing. And then all of a sudden the chant starts, CM Punk. And I don't know why you fucking people can't realize that he's gone. He's never coming back. And by the way, he left on you people.
Yeah.
Punk left you guys.
And now
he didn't give a shit about you.
And now the company wants to pay him $1 million to come back and wrestle for them.
I know.
Well, another company.
Not WWE.
Yeah. Oh, hey, here's something interesting that I just came across.
What?
What's up?
Access TV is actually going to be broadcasting that freaking New Japan show July 1st live.
Yes. Sweet. Yeah.
New Japan show.
They've had the. Go ahead.
No, but they're going to be broadcasting it live. It's not just
Which one?
Both of them.
Yeah.
Well, what's the show called?
The U.S. shows that they're doing.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Spot Fest 2017.
It's probably called that too, but
the best of the, or those what as we know it is the best of the Super Juniors.
Yes, but
let's not forget. Let's not forget they also are going to be debuting a new title that is the new USA title, and the one person that everyone would like to see fight is not going to fight because they're afraid or some other reason.
Kenny Omega.
So yeah, some tells me they're going to put the belt on Omega.
The USA title, once it actually goes back to Japan, next year they'll be like, yeah, you had the USA title. Bam! I am the US champion. And it's like, you're Canadian.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Kevin Owens as the U.S. champion works for what they're doing with him. Kenny Omega putting a United States title on him in Japan doesn't really work unless they do it a certain way. And I don't think they're going to do that. So, but what the hell do I know? I'm just some Mark who's been watching Mid-South Wrestling for the past 2 months.
Yeah, which I'd rather watch than anything now.
Because something Ernie Ladd, something Ted DiBiase, something Junkyard Dog, something.
And by the way, Ernie Ladd's surgeon is the same one that operates on the wrestlers today.
Yes, it is.
Really?
James Andrews.
Yep, James Andrews.
How long has he been with the company?
Well, that's the thing. He wasn't. James Andrews, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's just an overall wrestler's doctor because
he's a sports doctor.
Sports doctor. Yeah. So he because remember, this is what we're talking about is Mid-South Wrestling, not WWF
81.
Wrestling. 81. And as I always say, Ted DiBiase looks really fucking weird without a beard. But at the same time, the matches were actually good. Were they big flips and stuff like that? No. I mean, even and Bill Watts was known for hiring athletes. But his biggest draw was while was an athlete was not the best wrestler. His biggest draw was the Junkyard Dog. And he could sell like a motherfucker. When he got knocked out by Ted DiBiase for the with the whole loaded glove thing, He sold that thing like he got shot. So he had an understanding of the business of selling. And I think there's a lot less of that these days. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Speaking of good matches, I know this is going to piss off the internet fans, but fuck them.
Not like we haven't done that.
At least seeing it live, that Roman Reigns Finn Balor match was amazing. That was a damn good match.
Good.
And if WWE doesn't put it down as one of the best matches of the year, they're morons.
I might have to rewatch that match because I might have missed it. I was out with some friends. But tell me what you thought about that match.
I mean, you actually got to see Roman put on his work boots. You got to see high spots. Well, not necessarily, some high spots, but you got to see how it adds to a match instead of being done every other move.
Dive. Anyway.
I mean, it's almost like fucking Roman Reigns and Finn Balor got together in the locker room and said, you know what? All this dive and indie bullshit, let's show these fucking idiots how you're really supposed to use these moves in a match. How you're really supposed to use dives and false finishes and come back. Yeah. That's literally what it seemed like.
And that also not only puts Roman Reigns in a good place, it also puts Finn Balor in a good place because it showcases that they both. And
if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I think Roman went over.
That's
probably.
The Jersey crowd absolutely loved that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I could picture.
Yeah, I can imagine. But here's the thing when you're talking about that, it shows that one, they're showing their talent. Two, they're showing their techniques of how to actually put on a proper match that actually does not involve a lot of the corniness that you see from a lot of the indies, like you were talking about earlier.
I think we can reduce that to one thing: ring psychology. Anyway, go ahead, Reed.
I think it just shows that, and for me, just hearing all about that, it makes me feel like I appreciate Roman more for his real talent, not for how he's pushed, but I do like how his talent is really like in the ring. And I think what I'm trying to hear is that he's also trying to diversify himself by actually not doing the same thing over and over again, which I feel like that's been the problem. That's been the problem with a lot of these wrestlers, that diversify your moves, hold some of the big ones for later, just so it shows that you only use it during that right moment.
Like you don't pull your ace in the hole out every second, because if you do, it's not an ace in the hole anymore.
Exactly.
I guess.
But it was actually. Huh? No. I'm trying to upload something.
Oh.
I'm trying to start Skype on the laptop since I have it up here because I'm using my phone. No. But not a lot of people remember because usually there was no dark match because you got to remember they just spent 2 weeks in overseas. But the fact of the matter that there was no dark match.
There wasn't?
No, there wasn't a dark match. But Seth did a speech at the end of the show. I actually have it on my phone. That's why I'm trying to connect to Skype with, if this fucking laptop will actually work. Because I don't know why the laptop can't burn a disk and go on Skype at the same time, even though it's a brand new computer. The hard drive, it needs to reach a certain level. I got to see if I can get a new hard drive for this fucking thing when I pay this computer off.
Like, get an SSD drive. Can't go wrong with that. It's expensive, but...
Actually, not really that expensive.
Let me see if I can switch the call. Hold on a second.
All right, well, while John switches over, guess we can discuss the IWC a little more.
Oh, God.
Whoa, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go ahead, John, before we start ripping apart the IWC for a couple more minutes.
Because not many people remember that that last May, because usually WWE goes to Newark in May and October. So not many people remember that it was actually Seth coming back. There we go. All right, let me see if I can put it to the mic.
All right.
I came running down that day ramp that Samoa Joe was stumbling back to. I slid into this ring. I kicked Roman Reigns right in the stomach and I pedigreed him right here. And you guys thank me for that. But if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready yet. Tonight, I'm ready.
You guys can hear it okay?
Receive appreciation from you guys because you already gave that to me. But what I want to do
Yeah, we can hear it.
is give it back to you. All right. Because we've been on the road for 2 weeks. We came here, busted ass for 3 hours, and you guys were awesome all night long.
Except for the Smurfs. Fuck them.
Thank you for tonight. And thank you for having me back a year ago, even though I didn't appreciate it. Thank you guys. You're right, man. Let's get on out of here.
And that's one weird thing, by the way. They didn't actually announce a return date. Usually they do.
Well, I guess they wanted to be a surprise for the North crowd.
Let's see if... Well, that's right. I don't think I can... By the way, this is... by the way, another thing I took. This is actually live footage of Roman Reigns entering the arena that you're not going to hear. You know, that didn't get sweetened up for Monday Night Raw.
So there's the Raw Roman Reigns entrance.
The
Nope.
Raw.
Yeah. You notice how the people in the upper decks are more cheering for Roman, and people in the lower parts are booing him. That's proving my point a little bit about the different classes. You're gonna get a little further in the video, because when he did that thing with the, raising his hands, that's when people mostly booed. There we go. But yeah. But I was a dick, though. I cheered for Roman all night. I stuck it to the internet fans. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. What the hell was I going to say? There's one more thing I want to say. Shit, I forgot. Oh, yeah. WWE, when I actually bumped into one of the security guards that actually kicked that punk asshole out. You guys still there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I actually talked to one of the
I muted
security...
myself. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. The security guy that actually, one of the security that actually kicked that punk asshole out. I actually fist bumped him. I said, good job getting rid of the trash. He's like, it wasn't our call. It was WWE's call. So they must have gotten wind of that fucking guy and told the security to get him the hell out of here.
I will say this is really interesting how WWE can pinpoint the person who started the whole thing in that short amount of time.
They probably heard the chants and shit and probably told security, hey, look for the guy who's starting it.
Well, remember, these guys have a full production crew with cameras everywhere.
So they probably have
I almost guarantee you that Kevin Dunn probably saw something.
Or they probably have crewmen that probably went to the radio and said, "Hey, yeah, there's this asshole with a CM Punk shirt that's throwing beach balls. What do you want to do with him?"
Yeah, get him the hell out of here. Yeah.
So.
And because here's the thing, and I've noticed it even more so. You got to understand, when you buy a ticket to WWE shows, you're their guest.
Yeah.
You're their guest. Well, even though you may not be an audience member like a cast member like TNA's shows, you're still a guest. And if you act up, they can have the right to throw you out.
Because at least until WWE no longer rents that building, that's still considered their private property, and any form of private property you could be ejected from.
Yeah, they paid the fee for the night. It's their building, so if they don't want you, if they see you're acting up, they don't want you there, they could throw you out.
And I'm okay with that because, like you said, they rent the place. It's what they consider that they own the place, and yeah, you're supposed to follow their rules. And I'd follow the rules. I wouldn't do anything to actually justify have no reason to badmouth anybody, because if you're there for a reason to have fun, go have fun. Don't ruin everyone else's fun.
Yeah. It's one thing to cheer and boo people. It's another thing to sit there and curse and scream and yell at them in front of children.
Yeah, especially with children in front, because remember, WWE is still a PG show, and some people just can't get that over their heads.
Because I know Lou's going to kick in at this moment because they're still mentally stuck in the Attitude Era.
If you want to sit there and yell and scream and curse at the wrestlers, go to an independent show. Don't go to fucking a WWE show.
Well, no, because then the independent wrestlers would probably just come to the audience and beat your ass if you said the wrong thing.
They should.
There's no security to stop them, and they don't have enough money to sue them.
Well, I think that there's a little bit of a difference because there are ways to get heat as an audience member without really pissing them off. Like my way to piss people off would be to wear the "You're a Stupid Idiot" shirt, or "You're not," or "You're not or "I'm not a dive guy" shirt. But I would be doing so underneath a jacket, and if I was trying to be a person in the moment, trying to boo the heel for what they're doing, that's when I would unveil the shirt.
Well, there's a difference between trying to boo and get under the heel skin and being an outright dick. I think what John's referring to is people have come to the show just to be a dick,
outright dicks,
or just to make the show about them.
And then there's one more thing too. And I'm sure, and I was talking a little about this, I'm sure Lou can attest to this. And this kind of, ties it. It's going to tie it. Basically, this is going to be a throw over to Lou because I'm sure he has his own story about that night. But you can tell which wrestlers are in it because of the money, because of the job, or which ones are the fans. Because the wrestlers who are fans themselves will actually sit there no matter what they're doing. By the way, they don't have to. I should stress this. They don't have to. They want to out of the goodness of their heart. They don't owe you anything just because you bought a ticket. You don't sit there and say, "Hey, Phil, give me a fucking autograph because I paid for your salary." Like they did with Punk. If a wrestler stops and gives you an autograph for a picture or a hug or some shit, that's a privilege that they decided to give you. While some are better than others, some, like I said, are actual fans and want to please everybody. But you got those guys that sit there and don't want to deal with anybody, and that's their right. Because who the hell wants to talk about work when you're off the clock? Nobody.
No.
Especially when you're stopping them at fucking 4:00 in the morning when they're going to the fucking airport.
Another thing that people need to realize too, I work at a fucking hotel. Whenever WWE is in town, almost always at least one of the guys show up at the freaking hotel. While I was there, Bailey showed up. I bumped into freaking Bray Wyatt. Sheamus was also there. Let me explain something to you guys. Sheamus is a heel on TV. Every single fan who went up to Sheamus, now mind you, these guys, they usually get to that arena at about 4 in the afternoon. This is about 1, 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheamus up signed for everybody, took pictures, all that stuff. Didn't get upset at all. All right, guys, have a great night. Went upstairs, and that's it. You know, it's the same thing with Bray. You got people, oh, why didn't you ask him for a picture? Because he looks fucking exhausted.
And that is true.
When you get off of an 8-hour shift of work, do you want some asshole coming up to you, hey, secure the tie? You see some stupid asshole shoplifter, hey, you remember when you kicked me out of the mall for stealing? Hey, can I talk to you for a few minutes? No, get the fuck out of my face.
No, that's why just Coleman Coker is like, hey fellas, apparently someone wants their ass beat again.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like when you just work a shift, do you really want to have someone come bother you?
But yeah, I think all of us could attest. Like, everybody here could attest. After an 8-hour shift, you're getting ready to go home. The last thing you want to deal with is your job.
Exactly.
That's the last thing you want to hear about.
It's like, look, I'm tired. I want to go home. Fuck you. I don't want to deal with this shit no more.
You know, Bailey came down and talked to everybody. I thought it was pretty funny. I went up to her. I was like, would you find it creepy if an old fat guy wanted a hug? And she was like, no, that's the gimmick, and gave me a hug.
Yeah, she got it, though. She got it.
Yeah. I mean, she understands that she knows her fans, and
she's a fan herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, there are 3 categories of wrestlers: in it for the money, in it because they like the job, and in it because they're fans.
Yeah.
Bailey's on the latter.
But you know something too, and this is kind of a little personal for me. I used to be wanting to be like that. You know, if I ever made it big, you know, I would always greet every one of my fans and shit like that. I can't do that no more. Because no, it's different.
Oh.
Because there was someone, I'm sure a lot of some people may know who I'm talking about. Beautiful girl, man. Fucking 19, 20 years old, you know, had the world in front of her. You know, was a beautiful singer, gorgeous voice, everything. Fucking Jersey girl, man. To the bone.
Before you continue, was there a movie made about her?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Fucking did a meet and greet at every one of her shows, even though she wasn't big yet. She did a meet and greet in Orlando. You know, she went to give a hug to a fucking fan. This fucking dude shot her. Point blank, fucking killed her.
That's that girl from American Idol, right?
Yes. Who would want to be around fans after something like that?
The fans? There are
now
fans
you
and there are,
now you understand. Yeah.
There are fans and there are crazy people. Let's not forget the person who
tell the difference a lot of times.
Let's not forget the person who, and I don't know. I know Reed, you're not old enough to remember this. I think the rest of us are. The guy who tried to assassinate the president of the United States because he had a crush on Jane Fonda. Ronald Reagan.
Jane Foster, yeah.
Jane Foster, yeah.
But then we should know about that because they usually teach you about that in school now.
Yeah, me, you, and Will, and Lou were all born.
I wasn't born yet, and I learned about that. You know. Plus, I think Reed's my age.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it'd be me, Lou, and Will that would be old enough to remember it.
Yeah, but I was taught about it in school. But even then, you can understand just in that one incident alone why fucking people who are famous don't want to deal with the fans a lot of times, because it's not that. Okay, I'm going to speak like one of them. It's not that we don't appreciate what you do for us. It's not we don't appreciate the money you gave us. They gave us the house. They gave us the family. Gave us a good, 2 cars in the garage. It's not that we don't appreciate everything you guys done. It's that we don't know who you are. I'm not about to give a hug or a handshake to somebody and the second moment have a knife stuck in my back or in my stomach or my head blown off. I'm not going to fucking do that.
And some people wonder, like, why in certain cases I have to act like an asshole at my job. I'm like, in certain situations, not trying to say what my job is. I think everybody here in the crew knows. I'm like, dude, I don't know you from I don't know you from Cotton Eye Joe. In this situation, I have to be in full defense of myself and my coworkers and anyone that's physically or mentally unable to defend themselves.
But still, you see shit like that, it's like, you know what? I don't care if I ever fucking give anybody a handshake again.
I think the best way I can describe it is I was escorting someone who was a television personality, and we were talking, and a lot of people were going up and shaking his hands and stuff, and it's cool and stuff. But the thing I said was, I don't mind the money, I just don't want the fame that comes with it.
That's understandable. That is very understandable. That,
like, admittedly, I'm an introvert, but yeah, go ahead, Lee.
It's sort of funny that, like, a lot of us would rather not have the fame that comes with it, even though it's like it kind of like, oh, that like boosts your ego a little bit. But some people just don't want to have all the fame that somehow makes them seem like big targets for fans and, let's be honest, TMZ, to have them stalk you.
Well, that's the risk that you run when you are a person.
You're in the public eye.
In the public eye. And it doesn't matter what profession you're in. If you're a politician, if you're a sports entertainer, if you're a professional wrestler, see what I did there? If you're an actor, or you're just some schmuck online who happens to who streams a particular game that involves that particular streamer screaming at everything in the ocean because it's very scary. Come watch my stream, twitch.tv/yellowjacketguy.
Unless the ocean completely disappears and you're playing Spider-Man for 2 hours. But go ahead.
Did you catch my highlight on that?
No, I saw you doing it live.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. And it wasn't 2 hours. It was like 15, 20 minutes. But that's the risk that you run. And I think that the people that do that understand that risk to that degree. I don't think wrestlers well, now that the business has been exposed to where it is, I think the wrestlers understand that it's for the most part, it's going to be safe. In the old days, no, the heels were in definite danger. Some could use it to their advantage. After all, what was it that Jim Cornette said about the Rock and Roll Express having more sex going to the ring than most people have in a year?
Oh boy.
But the danger is there. But the fact that these guys and these girls are putting themselves out there, and saying hi to the fans and all that. Sheamus being as friendly as he is to everybody would not have worked 30 years ago.
Oh, no.
No, because someone was shanked his ass or killed him.
Because heels were heels back then. And so, being able to do what he does, I think, which is really funny because a lot of people don't appreciate Sheamus's talent. Not that he's the most talented wrestler in the world, but what he's doing with Cesaro, I think, is great. But at the same time, like I say, it's the risk you run.
Yeah.
And so I'm, it's like, hey, when Lou says, "Hey, can a creepy 40?" I don't know if this is going to sound creepy, but can an old 40-year-old guy, come up? An old guy old fat guy come up and get a hug? And she understands that, that's cool on both their parts, on her part too. So
yeah.
So cool beans.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
And by the way,
yeah.
There's something actually that I thought of that I need to make another rant about.
Well, the rat face is still up, so go ahead.
And but first, I need to ask Lou a question. What did Bray say? That why was he there?
To make sure that Bailey was okay. He's like, whenever they were there in Newark, he always goes to the hotels that the girls are staying at to make sure that they're all set, that they don't need anything.
And that goes along with, the safety of the people that work there.
Yeah. The boys are protecting the boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Holy crap.
Bray Wyatt is a third generation too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he respects the business. Like, he has seen it through the years from his family, so he knows how to respect the business with the others. So you respect the others who are like new to the business, or like is this like their first like real big run. You give them the protection. That way they know for the next generation they too can feel the same thing.
Plus, so that some crazy person doesn't run up and shank Bailey.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt would rather sacrifice himself than.
When you had a fucking crazed fan who decides to take a fucking magnum to that poor girl, anything's possible.
And also one other thing to make this point: just because baby faces and heels did not associate with each other in the locker room and generally did not associate with each other outside of the wrestling ring, doesn't mean that there wasn't any protection. I mean, shit. Look at what the Rock and Roll and the Midnight Express would go through. And even with the Midnights, we're getting fucked around with the fans because their gimmick wasn't that they were big over heels that nobody could beat up. They looked like you or me, so they could look like they could get beat up pretty quickly. And then sometimes, the baby faces happen to be there by their car and happen to try and distract them with a car going really, really fast to get them out of the way, so that would give them the chance to escape.
And by the by, I just thought of something else.
What's that?
When Lou was mentioning that thing about, to me earlier about Bray checking in on Bailey, it reminds me how the wrestling business is a lot like Goodfellas. It's basically, the mafia, what they really were. They were the police department for wise guys. You couldn't go to the cops, so you couldn't go to the cops, so you went to them. Well, and that's basically what it's on the road. You take care of each other. You can't go to a normal person and get taken care of. You go to your fellow boy. You go to one of the wrestlers to handle it.
And the wrestlers, in all honesty, and honestly, the wrestlers, at that point in time in the old business, it was run kind of like the mob in a way. So
yeah.
So
So in actuality, everyone watches each other's back, and that's really how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's another thing that needs to be said, though.
All right.
Oh boy. Let's hear it.
That's another thing. Ignore that because I'll change the disc in a minute. I am so sick and tired of people thinking that they can enter the wrestling business. In case in point, and by the way, another side rant is, about Grimm. Lou probably knows who I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, Grimm is this YouTube personality that thinks he's a fucking wrestler because apparently he somehow got fucking Kurt Hawkins to train him to take a bump because apparently all these motherfuckers think because you have a trampoline in your backyard you can become a professional wrestler.
Oh, okay. Can I interrupt slightly? So this guy is the new version of the Hangman Bruce Pobans.
Pretty much.
That's spelled H.
I would go worse.
I was going to say that's spelled HOETUZE. Bruce Pobans.
I'm done.
But anyway, and by the way, his shows aim mostly at adults. And to hear a fucking 8-year-old and to see an 8-year-old with a Grimm sign, the fact that an 8-year-old is watching something like that just makes me sick. because the inner parent in me is like, why are you letting your kids watch this?
Well, that would require being a parent, John, but go ahead.
Yeah. But anyway, this fucking guy who sits there just because he's a YouTube personality, because he learned how to take a bump from fucking Kurt Hawkins, because apparently they both want to get together and play with dolls. Fucking, it's disgusting how somebody who pretends to be a YouTube personality, they think they can get everything because they can upload a video to a site. Like, look, I upload videos to YouTube every now and again. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not trying to be a star. I just want to document my life.
We upload this to YouTube every week.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there going, I'm the fucking champion. I can beat anybody. Blah 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 blah. The shit he does. And by the way, he alienates his wife, alienates his child, just because he wants to be a grown man playing with action figures. So that tells you. And by the way, this guy was on a National Geographic show about hoarders, so that should tell you already about this guy. But where I draw the line is this fucking guy actually going to promoters to book him. And mind you, a opposed wrestler, say if he was a trained wrestler, he still has no experience. Going to a fucking promoter, wanting to get paid as much as the top guy in the fucking promotion, just because he's a YouTube star, and telling the promoter that just because he gets booked, he'll give him exposure on YouTube, and the fucking promoter actually believing this garbage. And that's a damn slap in the face to every single fucking indie wrestler actually trying to make it in the business the right way, by paying their dues, by getting trained, and by being the ones to put up the ring, to wrestle, take down the ring, go to the next town. Those guys that actually put in work are the ones getting bumped for this fucking guy, and all he does is play with action figures and buy replica belts all damn day. It just makes me fucking sick.
How many subscribers does this guy have?
More than me.
Quite a few.
So that's over at least 2,000, which could bring in
way more.
Which probably is what the promoter is looking at. They're not looking at the wrestler. And no, this still sucks balls. So let me preference that right now. That's still a low way to get in, but they're not looking at the guy, they're looking at this guy's subscriber count and hoping that those fans transition over.
It's because he's based in the East Coast, he's based, I think, Jersey. So it's to the fucking point, Ty, that every time there's a show here in the New York and New Jersey area, there's quite a few idiots with Grimm signs. And how this motherfucker actually goes to shows and not get jumped in the parking lot is a miracle.
Because he hasn't come to Newark yet.
He has. He was at Raw, apparently. He was at Raw, apparently. I didn't personally see him, but I heard through the grapevine he was there.
Oh, boy.
Well, if he can buy a ticket, he can buy a ticket. But if he thinks he can change the world.
He doesn't buy tickets. His marks give it to him.
Oh, so he's a complete YouTube whore.
Yeah, his marks actually send him stuff to the point he has mailbag segments every day. His marks send him tickets.
He's like that little faggot CMD.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that.
Oh boy.
So this kind of turned into something else entirely.
Except Grimm didn't have a token black around him protecting him.
Oh man.
D&D did.
I guess we should talk about TakeOver.
And by the way, if I should put this out there.
Oh God.
Yeah, oh God. That's basically what I say having to do this fucking show each week. But anyway. Fucking if ever this guy named CND or Alex goes to Bryant Park and his Switch mysteriously goes missing, I have nothing to do with it. I'm a good Christian person and wouldn't jump somebody for their system.
Bullshit.
So go ahead.
Take over.
SmackDown was boring this weekend. Don't worry about it. What's going on with Takeover?
Take over Chicago. Roderick Strong versus Eric Young singles match.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Roddy. I'm glad they're building you up. I'm glad they're doing stuff with you right now to give you character. I gotta go with Eric Young on this one.
Oh, before I forget, I gotta get the sheet up.
Yeah. Well, we kind of just surprised Reed, so I think he was just waiting for a much more smoother transition, which we don't have. Sorry.
There is never a segue.
What fucking transitions are you talking about? This is just 5 idiots trying to get through a wrestling show.
Yeah, we're 5 guys that are just bullshitting on the internet.
Isn't that what most podcasts are?
Pretty much.
Good point.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going with Eric Young on this one. I love Roddy, I really do. I'm kind of getting to know him not only through the stuff that they did for him on WWE Network and the YouTube stuff, but also through his mutual friends from his fiancee Marina Shafir, which I don't know, but I know through her friends. But I'm going with Eric Young on this one. I think they got to push more of Sanity, and Strong is a good worker to do that with. So
I'm actually going to go with Strong on this one. Eric Young and Sandy did get their major push in Orlando, so this might be a chance for Strong to get some payback.
What are you cutting something with scissors?
Yeah, I'm doing cases.
Ah, okay.
Gutter, dude.
So I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna let Lou talk first since I basically talked like for an hour already. I would say my money's on Eric Young.
Lou?
Are you live over there?
Shit.
He
I think he passed out.
No, I don't think he passed out. That may be an internet issue because he was still talking a lot. Go ahead, Reed.
Honestly, from what I've been seeing, I am probably going to stick with Young also, simply because we might need... Again, Sandy looks good anyway, so all they got to do is just make them look strong, even if he loses.
All right. While Lou eventually reconnects. UK Championship. Tyler Bates defending against Peter Dunne. I'll stick with the
Pete Dunne.
Huh?
Pete Dunne.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Why do you say Pete Dunne's a fucking man? I love that motherfucker.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. During the tournament, he actually went and attacked.
Yeah, he was essentially the tournament heel.
Yeah.
With that said, I'm going to stick with Bates. Stick with the champion.
This is also the fuck World of Sport match.
Well, it is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Damn. The UK guys, seriously, I've seen some of those UK guys. They're, dude, these guys are like amazing for what their talent is, and the fact that these guys could basically be in the cruiserweight division by themselves. Because if you look at all the guys that were on that roster, it's like, are you guys sure you're not within the limit of the cruiserweights at this point?
Much like Aleister Black claims to be 205 pounds, which I know is bullshit.
Yeah, he does not look. I would say 220.
If he is 205 pounds, then fucking Brock Lesnar did not fail that piss test twice.
Tommy End is not 205 pounds.
No, he's not.
Tell him that.
Tommy End is not 205 pounds.
Tell him
He's got.
that.
It's like I said. He's got Ted DiBiase's build. That motherfucker's got to be 250 pounds at least.
DiBiase was around 230 though.
250. His weight was 250. Yes.
I forget how tall DiBiase was though.
He was like 6'6", I think.
Was he that tall?
I think 6'4", 6'5".
Damn.
He was tall. He was a big dude. People don't realize how big Ted DiBiase really was.
Yeah, he's 6'3", dude. He's big. He was a tall dude.
Yeah.
Which is actually really funny. Sorry, a little bit of a segue, a little bit of a non sequitur for this. Guess who Ted DiBiase ran into the other day?
Who?
The kid with the basketball.
The kid with the basketball.
Right.
Who if you say is 6'3", the kid's got to be 6'8", 6'9", because he was a tall motherfucker. Either that or standing on a box. I don't know. But
it's like, so Teddy, about that $100. I'm just kidding.
You also got to understand, Ted DiBiase could have shrank too, because that's what happens with a lot of wrestlers.
True. It is true.
The bones get brittle. Your spine compresses. You shrink. I mean, Hogan used to be legit 6'8". Now Hogan measures 6'5".
Yeah. But still, at 6 feet, but also the kid was also. When he grew up, he went into basketball. I think he was in college basketball for a bit, and now he's like the manager at a rental car store, a rental car place, or something like that. So he's doing well for himself. Yeah. And I guess he saw DiBiase. Who was just like, "Hey, you remember me?" And they took the picture. So that was kind of cool.
And by the way, that should put to rest the old rumor that was Virgil's son.
Yeah.
Because the whole rumor that went around about that kid was Virgil's son.
And by the way, I know. And by the way, to continue with this, I have no idea what the hell's going to happen. So for shits and giggles, I'm going to say Pete Dunne.
And I'm going to go with Dunne too, simply because what I saw during the tournament, I think that he's going to get it because Bates has defended it at least a couple times, if my brain remembers, that I think it's also a good thing that they might actually do a change right now at this point, because it definitely will help if we just change things up a bit, especially at this point since it's just like it's brand new this year. So getting something new to start something like this might actually help them.
Especially since, as John says, this is fuck world of sports.
Especially since Pete Dunne's more the Triple H guy.
Yeah. So I'm all for that.
Tyler Bate, to me, he the only reason he won that UK tournament is the same reason that TJ Perkins won the Cruiserweight tournament. WWE tournaments almost always have to end with a good guy holding the belt. And the bad guy usually gets it around the first few title defenses.
Well, that and the two guys that they really wanted to hold the title told them no.
Yeah.
Because they were going to. I get the feeling that, in my opinion, with the Cruiserweight Classic, I thought the winner was going to be Ibushi.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Or it was going to be Zack Sabre Jr. Was that their bet?
I think that's what they. Because remember, at first it seemed like the whole tournament was going to be based around Zack Sabre Jr. until he basically turned him down.
I didn't see that. I saw Ibushi. Now that could have been me too, but at the same time, I think those two would have been great.
Remember the reports leading up to that? They were trying to heavily court Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
They didn't want to give up the money on the Indies.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest question about the UK tournament, about these guys.
Yeah.
Is when is Felicia Rose gonna make a sign that says "I masturbate to Tyler Bate"?
Oh God!
By the way, for those who don't know who she is, she's the person that NXT who used to have the sign that says "Face fuck me, Finn."
Wow,
sounds about right.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's an interesting segue.
So I gotta say. So she is to Finn Balor what Tom Phillips was to whomever that girl was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay then. Shall we go on to the next match?
The authors of Ping versus
Why are they on this list, and how in the world are they going to get their big asses up those ladders?
Oh, it's the ladder match. I totally forgot.
Ladder match.
The ladder match.
I call them the Samoan Road Warriors. That's pretty much.
There we go.
Yes.
Also notice which one of these two are going to use a ladder as a long dart against DIY.
And by the way, the names that they are given are Ninja Turtle villains, not professional.
Red Czar.
I've been saying that for weeks now.
Really haven't paid attention.
Razar. Well, literally, Razar is.
I've had better things to do.
Jim and Jake, the authors
like
of
having
Pain.
sex with Reed's mother.
Shit.
Oh boy, this is a little tricky because of the ladder. Otherwise, it will be another authors of Pain steamrolling.
But there's also another problem too. Ciampa, remember the news we talked about earlier?
That's also true. That's also
we now have 3 wild cards in the whole thing. That it's a ladder match. These big guys, we don't know how they would do in a ladder match. Ciampa is supposedly injured. I have honestly no clue of who to pick because we don't know if anything is serious about it. I mean, I almost would like to say this one should almost be like day of pick because too many factors, and it just happened a few hours ago.
I might just go the authors here. But I don't know if DIY will be ready for a main roster run, because if they lose now, they have to get promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and...
Well, Ty, do you still have the booking toilet?
Let me put it up real quick.
Let's say, while you put that up, Will might as well finish what he said.
I'm going to say that because of the injury or the possible injury and the way things are going, I'll stick with the authors of why the fuck should I pick them anyway.
Go ahead, John.
Booking toilet's up?
It's up.
Okay, my idea, and this is kind of a weird idea, but whatever, something I always wanted to do. You have DIY when you want fucking Johnny Gargano to turn on his partner and go solo, because there's another news this week that slipped out that the singer basically said she's working on new music for Gargano. You have them win the tag belts, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Johnny Gargano turn on Ciampa. But they're still the tag team champions. But instead of putting them together, forcing them to work together, you have a singles match in which the winner gets basically you put the tag titles up in a singles match between the two partners, and the winner gets to keep both tag belts and choose his own partner to hold the tag belts with.
You did in '98.
There he is.
There you are.
Who did that?
That was Lou.
In '98 with Sting and the Giant.
See, I didn't really watch WCW too much in '98. In '98 is when I was bouncing back and forth between home after home after home.
Oh.
So I kind of missed that year. And when little wrestling I did watch was Titan.
Okay, Lou, we do need some of your early picks.
But Lou, what pay-per-view was that just so I can watch it?
Slamboree, I think it was.
Huh.
All right, real quick, Lou. Strong versus Young.
Strong versus Young. As much as they've been hyping up Strong, Young needs to win because you want to keep putting Sanity over. So I think Young's got this.
All right, UK Championship, Bate versus Dunn.
That little dickbag Master Bate, I think they only made him champion just because they didn't get Pete Dunne to sign yet.
You know what? Change minds to Dunn. Since we're still on the air, I can still change minds.
All right, I'll change yours to Dunn. So what is it? Dunn for a
for Dunn Queen Sleep, yeah.
Okay, so Strong. Only you were saying Strong, Ty. We only have 2 right now for Authors of Pain, and I too am going to say Authors of Pain due to how things are going. However, What you did say there, John, was a very possible likely scenario and would be interesting. But I'm just going to have to say, with all the news that came out, I'm just going to have to go with Austin Payne at the moment.
And
by the way, even if... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If Ciampa's really injured, offers of Payne are going to retain.
So you're going with Payne as well?
If Ciampa's hurt, the authors of Pain are going to win. If not, I think this is where DIY is going to win the tag belts.
I guess that's everybody.
And by the way, just remember, even if it has been done before, if I haven't seen it, it's new to me.
Well, true. They all saying you can refresh a wrestling angle every 7 years.
Yeah,
it's way over 7 years.
They did it with Sting and the Giant. They did it with Hall and Nash.
All right, triple threat for the women's title. And for once, I'm not saying Asuka versus her victims. Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross.
Okay, one of them is a victim. Come on.
Yeah, one of them has a victim, and it was unfortunately that this match did lose Moon, but things happen.
No, it didn't. No, it wasn't unfortunate that it lost Moon. although I guess she's all right on up, up, down, down, but I didn't see too much of what happened with that. I'm going to need a bit to think about this one. You guys go ahead.
I think we all might need to.
We all might need, because this actually might be the first time Asuka's championship run's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Well, we said that. People said that with the Fatal 4-Way the last time.
But two of them were victims. So once Ruby Riott was knocked out the picture, then it became just when Asuka was going to win.
Yeah,
At least both Riott and Cross could be threats to Asuka.
Oh, this is hard. I don't know who to pick. That's what sucks.
Oh,
Going for Cross, Lou?
Yep.
All right, you're going for Cross. Also, Ty, you might want to overlook the booking thing I have for AOP. For the tag match. Just check it over for me to make sure I got it all in there.
Give me a second to get my phone. All right.
All right.
I see 5 AOPs. You look good.
Okay, just making sure I got them all for there. Shit, I have no idea who to pick. I mean, I could see Asuka losing it, but I just don't know to who. That's the problem I'm having. That's my problem. I don't know who to pick.
If assuming that Strong wins, then I'm going to go with Nikki Cross to keep Zandy strong.
Yeah, you got that right, because you need to keep that group strong. Even if one of them loses, you got to keep one with a victory, especially if they win a tag belt, especially if they win a title belt. Then you know they're actually legit. So yeah, you know what? I'm going with Cross as well.
John, you sound like there's a fan blowing on your computer.
I'm actually on the other side.
Oh.
But I'm kind of tired of picking Asuka.
One of us picked Asuka this time.
Two people have not picked Asuka so far, so
I'm going to say the hell with it and go with Nikki Cross.
3 for Cross already. And you will?
I'm more taking a bullshit guess because I haven't been watching NXT.
Basically, Asuka's heel now, but still is badass.
Asuka's been heel the entire time. It's just
officially a heel.
Oh, did she piss somebody off now?
Yeah,
Regal.
Originally, Riott versus Cross versus Moon was a triple threat to decide the number 1 contender. Asuka interfered, says, "Hey, there's no number 1 contender now." So Regal made it originally a fatal 4-way until Moon got injured.
Yeah, so the fact that she actually pissed off Regal is basically saying, yeah, you're a face now. You're no longer a face. You're a heel. Now all these bitches are going to be after your ass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that. I get the feeling I know who their original champion was going to be.
Boom.
Yeah, it was gonna be Moon.
Which would suck.
What?
But at the same time, how many months have I been saying that now?
Too long?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Will, what are you gonna pick?
Air.
Will?
Oh shit! I forgot. I was muted. I said I need another minute. Ty.
I already picked Cross.
Oh, everybody pick Cross.
We'll come back.
Basically, we'll put peanut butter. We'll put peanut butter on his dick and has his dog licking it. So that's what's taking him a while.
We'll move on to the championship match while Will thinks.
No. This one's. I didn't hear Ty pick Cross. Yeah, I like Nikki Cross also, but she's coming off as a heel. Yeah, this is one of those bullshit ones. It's either going to be Asuka or Cross on this one. Riot's not ready. I'm just going to throw Cross out there just so that way I play it safe.
And they're probably going to use that as an out. So if Cross does win, she's probably going to pin Ruby Riott.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say that she was never beaten.
Yeah.
To keep her winning streak going still, which is
her mystique.
That way she doesn't have
that unstoppable
a direct
Asuka.
loss.
And if she gets promoted, she could say Asuka's never been pinned. She's never been forced to submit.
Yeah, exactly. So let's put this as a little bit of an extra thing. Is like Asuka pinned or Riott.
Riott pin.
Riot's
definitely
Riot's taking the pinfall.
Yeah, Riot's gonna take the pin simply because you want to keep that mystique, and if anything, it'll definitely help in the long run. I just hope that they don't have her stay do another for a rematch and somehow turns into another triple threat just for the same thing to happen again. Just
watch this. We're all voting Cross to pin Riott. Watch Riott win, and she pins Asuka, and we're just gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
We're gonna be like, this happened.
By the way, I have a quick question.
What's that?
That goes along with this. Why is it in the wrestling business when you have to lose, they say you're either doing the job or doing the honors? It's not exactly an honor to lose. And technically, aren't you doing your job anyway by actually putting on your boots and getting into the ring and wrestling?
You're doing the honor because you're putting over a new person. That's what they mean by the saying of doing the honor. You're the one that's helping to make that person a star.
Basically, as when they are celebrating Bill Goldberg's title win and Bill DeMont was out there, like somebody had to be win number one. So there you go. Somebody has to be somebody's first major victory.
Yeah.
Usually putting a person on the shelf for good usually means someone's major victory.
I just got that image in my head of Harvey Birdman with fucking Super Bowl talking to Peanut about his first time.
And now we move on to the main event of that evening. Bobby Roode defending against Kenta Hideo Itami.
I remember my first job.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is tricky.
Sinner.
Huh?
If you're gonna be a sinner, be a glorious sinner. That belt isn't coming off of Bobby Roode anytime soon.
Yep.
As much as I want Itami to win, Bobby just has it right now, and there's no need to promote a new face to the main roster right now. So keep on Bobby.
I am a big Kenta Kobashi fan, so obviously it should translate it to Itami as well. While I'm glad that they're pushing Itami where he is, Roode's coming out the champion on this one.
Roode is a heel, the most over guy in NXT.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
dude, I'm going for Rude. Who's this Roos guy?
I was not looking where I'm typing. It's 1:00.
I don't want to get marked down because there was a different name in there. Shit.
That didn't work this
And-
show. What the fuck?
So yeah, Rude. So Ty, Lou, and I have said Rude so far.
All right, and I'm going to go with Rude too. I was going to say Tommy, but I'm thinking for as long as the Tommy's been in NXT for all these years, my gosh, he's been in there for how long has he been in NXT?
I'll just be practice.
I think.
Let's say Tommy's been injured for like 2/3 of the time he's been there.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
this
was
is like
gonna
his
s- I
first
was-
real
I was-
NXT run.
He's WWE's version of Derrick Rose.
Actually, more coincidentally, he's a lot more like the guy who trained him, because Kobashi was actually out for lengthy periods of time too. Whether it was
give up to cancer.
well, yeah, one of them was cancer, but one of them was also an actual injury.
Yeah.
So, and that did last a while. So,
Well, I usually call them Big Kents and Little Kents. Anyone who's been around me long enough has heard me say that.
well, yeah, that's that. Well, I mean, that's what they are. That's what they are. So,
Yeah. I'm going with Rude simply because the Tommy's going to be pushed up soon, and he needs to have that chance to get up there. So I'm going with Rude to keeping it and finding who the next guy will be for him to fight against in a few weeks.
oh, it could be Itami, but now's
It
not
could
the
probably
time.
be a timing again, but
Now's not the time.
Only
Now's
way Tommy's gonna beat the only way Kent is gonna beat Rude for that belt is if they have another NXT show in Japan. That's to be honest.
that doesn't look like any time soon. The next one's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The way I can see that happening.
All right. So we're all
John?
Let's see here. I'm going with Ravishing Bobby. Bobby Roode.
Hey, he could be ravishing. He
He's
could be the ravishing, glorious Bobby Roode.
Yeah, but then another idiot will try and come out and say, "Hey, you're stealing my gimmick."
Good point.
Oh man. So now that brings us to Backlash.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Can we get the main event out of the way and everyone say Orton?
Jinder
Does anybody really think Jinder Mahal is going to win?
What the fuck? Well, half these matches are easy to predict, and the other half I didn't even know existed.
Listen. The way things have been going lately, I think Jinder's going to win the title.
I'm with you.
You think they're going to? You two think it's going to be Jinder?
Yeah.
The way it's been going lately, I think Jinder's going to win the title. He's probably going to be a transitional champion.
But the fact that they're going to put someone new on the title, especially for how he has been booked lately for the last few months, ever since WrestleMania.
Styles this week.
I'm like, I was about to say, like,
AJ Styles.
I was about to say Orton, but I was also about to say the way they've been pushing Jinder lately is impressive because remember when he got the title match, you thought, okay, Orton's going to steamroll this motherfucker, but after these last few weeks, especially with the way they're pushing him and the Singh brothers, you're like, Jinder might actually have a chance to actually win. I'm still going to pick Orton, but if Jinder wins, it's not going to be complete. Oh my God! What the hell?
I'm actually going to go with Jinder.
So we have one Orton and two Jinders. Let's continue.
No, three genders. Like three genders.
Who else said Jinder?
Me.
There's two genders, Reed.
Well, go ahead.
I already picked Orton. I thought about it for a second. I did think about it for a second because you guys make a good point, and I also started thinking about the India deal.
Mm-hmm.
But
Even if it's for the first month of their broadcasting in India, and then he quickly drops the belt back to Orton or somebody else, Jinder's probably going to be a transitional champion.
But he's still going to be a champion. So
yeah, that still gives him a world title
and
run.
another reason why I'm picking Jinder. I don't know if Lewis is the same way, but he's a bad news Brown guy.
Allen guy. Yep.
So it's out of personal bias.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's 3 Jinders, 2 Ortons. There you go.
Yeah, but then you reminded me of the one thing that throws the monkey wrench into all of this.
Never trust creative.
What?
Never trust creative.
Never trust creative.
Well, no, actually, no. Because that's what happened last week. That's what happened this Thursday. Mahal beat AJ Styles.
This Thursday. What you mean Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I said Tuesday. I might. Did
Today
I say
is
Thursday? How are you? Tuesday. Yeah. Mahal beat AJ Styles. That kind of throws a monkey wrench into things.
It does.
So I'm gonna stick with Orton on this one.
But at the same time, Sergeant Slaughter beat Hulk Hogan right before WrestleMania 7. We all know how that turned out.
Good point.
Yeah, everyone knew Hogan was going to win that match, though. The war was over by then.
Yeah. Eventually, you had to finally have the evil Iraqi get defeated.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we're going back. I guess we're going our opposite usual direction. So, next championship match is AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. My tongue got tied.
Well, let's put it like this. AJ Styles may be the face that runs the place, but Kevin Owens is the face of the United States. This will probably be the match of the night, to be honest with you, and I really hope this is the main event. They've been advertising it that this was going to be the main event. So, that's another thing. If this is the main event, Jinder's going to win the belt.
Because they're going to need the palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to stick.
If Jinder wins, fucking AJ's going over.
So you're saying Styles is going to be U.S. champion?
I said if Jinder wins.
Right.
Oh.
Because, they want the pay-per-view to end with the, with the happy ending.
Yeah. You're right.
You are, yeah. So,
no, they don't.
WWE pay-per-views are like getting a massage from a Chinese woman. They all end with a happy ending.
not all of them.
I was going to say Triple H winning however many times.
Especially when you find out that Chinese lady actually has a dick.
Is there something we should know about after the show, John?
Is there something about certain massage places that you've been going to, allegedly?
No, but it's happened once.
So I'm picking Kevin Owens just to derail that inventing conversation.
Yeah, so I
like a bat out of hell.
So Lou's picked Owens. Ty's picked Owens. I'm also picking Kevin Owens, but there may or may not be some shenanigans involved.
Well, of course, there's going to be shenanigans.
There's always going to be shenanigans, and I think that's also what's going to happen is that Owens is going to win the title because of said shenanigans. Yeah, it's going to retain because of said shenanigans.
What's that bar that everyone likes to go to up the road? Oh, you mean shenanigans?
I used to go to Bennigan's. That place was the shit.
This is the shit.
Oh,
I missed that.
For the tag team titles, the Usos versus Breezango. I was about to say Febreze.
That's a good one. I like that.
I'm actually going to make a startling prediction here.
You're going to pick the Usos?
The way they're getting pushed, I actually see Breezango winning the tag belts.
Actually, I'm going to go on a limb here myself. I think the Singh brothers are going to take out Breezango and they're going to win the tag belts.
Ooh.
Are you shooting for another 4 extra points?
Well, in this case, it'll only be 2 since it's only a 1-point match.
So
I think that the Singh brothers are going to take out fucking Breezango. And they're, because to be honest, ever since John's favorite tag team won the tag belts, no one cares. No one cares.
All right, so Lou going for 2 points with the Singh. So Lou going for 2 points with the Singh brothers.
This match has been getting no hype at all on TV, other than those little segments with Breezango and all that. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking Singh brothers take out Breezango and they get in the match.
Well, here's the segments they've been doing. Breezango does those fashion police skits. Then the Usos come to the ring after a Breezango match and verbally rip them apart in a promo. No, if
this is the 1980s, fucking Breezango would be called a bunch of queers and faggots and homos on TV.
Probably right.
Just putting that out there.
I think they still do, but
like they used to do with Adrian Adonis.
Yeah. But I'm going to stick to the Usos. Nothing against Breezango or Fabrice or whichever. The Usos are probably just a much more threatening tag team as heels. Plus, their promos are actually kind of funny.
They're boring.
But these are the teams we have. I'm not going for 2 points.
And plus, another thing is, I think the only tag teams that haven't won a belt on SmackDown Live are the Ascension and Breezango.
And one of them's enhancement talent.
Yeah.
Anyone else, fellas?
Basically, once the Ascension win the tag belts, it's going to be like Tommy Dreamer winning the ECW title.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but that's near the end of the promotion.
It's going to be one of those that it had to happen eventually.
John, who are you picking? Oh, that's right, Breezango.
John Breezango.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Breezango just because. Why not? I just don't know what to see. Will, who'd you pick?
I was gonna go Breezango as well.
Also,
I'm gonna be weird this one. I'm gonna be weird on this one.
You're gonna be weird on it?
Yes, I'm gonna say Breezango on this one. Well, and by the way, Singh is spelled Singh.
I don't know how to spell them.
There you go.
What you spelled was Sigin.
I know that.
Well, it'll count. You also put B-boys or Bollywood boys since they originally called that.
Yeah. Okay, so
by the way, a quick plug since we're talking about Sing. Kitten.Academy. Songs Quartet. So go check them out. It's basically a rescue organization that rescues kittens. And basically, then they take care of them, and they have the live stream up 24 hours a day.
Oh, speaking of live streams, me and Will do live streams, but we've kind of paused it because there's actually a Mr. Marger's Marathon going on Twitch. So check it out if you want to see some of the older and some newer episodes.
Actually, they're going to air every single episode.
Yeah, that's what airing. They are every.
Yeah, it's a marathon, and they are also taking donations for PBS stations. They've already made the $10,000 goal. I think they're going for the $25,000 goal right now. So,
and you can actually donate to PBS and not be stuck with crap you don't want.
Like
it's not just and it's not just PBS. It's also directly. You can also directly impact the particular station that you are local to. So for me, it was PBS right here in Snowflake City, California. But
this is just Channel 13
in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, but for us, it's like Channel 56. It used to be 28, but 28 lost it a while ago.
It's like I told I forget when the hell I mentioned it. We in New York never had to deal with UHF stations unless we were watching the Spanish stations.
I think the only time I had UHF is when I had no cable, I wanted to watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, because even our independent stations and our public television stations were all readily available on the VHF station.
Yeah.
Which there were only 12 of those, so
moving on to the next match. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus the Welcoming Committee of Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella.
Boy, they put a lot of effort into the name of that stable,
Yeah,
huh?
I know.
didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to face it.
What
I
the
can't
hell,
believe I have to
Claire?
say the word Charlotte Flair and face again, but I'm going to have to face it here.
This is the oh my god, who the hell cares match.
Just put it as Team Naomi for me.
I honestly think Charlotte's going to turn on her team, but Naomi's is still going to win it. So, 'cause like I said, no one cares.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This will be the go take a shit match.
Pretty much.
Which is sad because there is some really good talent in that.
But
But
for some reason, WWE does not want to show you that Tamina Snuka is a great athlete.
Like,
I don't know.
I'd rather have Naomi versus Tamina or Naomi versus Carmella.
I don't know who the hell Tamina's pissed off and creative that they don't let that poor woman wrestle.
It's not who Tamina pissed off; it's who her family pissed off.
It's still bullshit.
I know.
Like, wait, her cousins are still getting over. Well, I guess
Yeah,
one of them
but-
has. Well, I guess one of them still has to take the shit
But
end of
their
the
last
stick.
name is Snuka.
True.
Sorry,
And
guys.
Vince wasn't about to go. And Vince wasn't about to go to jail
What you about to
because
say,
of the cousin.
Reed?
Sorry, got a bit distracted here. I need the picks again for
We
the
didn't
women's match.
pick anything. I think all I picked was team. You lost all the picks.
no, I think he thought that we already went through the women's tag
Oh no, we didn't.
things already.
No, all I said
So-
was
So Ty was the only one who picked somebody. I picked Breezango for the last one. You didn't write that in.
I know. Sorry.
And Ty picked Team Naomi for
like it's Team Naomi
whatever.
versus the Welcoming Committee. I think me and Lou picked Team Naomi.
Am I still in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's there.
yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think. Whose turn is it? 'Cause I'm-
Doesn't matter. Just
Doesn't
say
matter.
something.
Just pick one.
Okay, so remind me who's
Team
in the match.
Naomi, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus the Welcoming Committee, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella.
Oh, that's easy. Charlotte's team.
There you go.
So Team Naomi again.
Yeah.
You're right on the notes. Reed.
I know, right on the notes. I am not thinking anymore. My brain, I have no idea where it's going on.
Would you
Right.
like me to take over? Would you
Yes.
like me to take over?
Take over,
Yes,
Will.
take over,
Reed's about to
take
fall
over.
asleep on his keyboard.
There. That's it.
Okay.
By the way, if you're looking for nude pictures of Charlotte, you can message Twin Family on YouTube. I don't know who that guy is, but that guy is awesome. He has all the nude pictures of the different wrestlers.
Especially the men.
Team Naomi for me.
I don't know about that because I don't check in on that.
So is
Team
anyone
Naomi
picking
for
the
me.
Welcoming Committee at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's move on to the stopwatch match.
That match, Ty, that match is like Zeus Lister in a steel cage match with the entire Ku Klux Klan.
So
Oh, God.
so we
Who
moved
would you
on.
pick?
So we're moving on with the stopwatch match, which is how fast is Dolph Ziggler going to drop to Shinsuke Nakamura?
It's like,
I'll
why
give Ziggler 20 minutes.
that match?
Say again?
It's one of those, why even bother to mention that? You know who's jobbing.
That's
Get your job on, boy.
So that answers this question though. We're all going to obviously pick Shinsuke to win. Can we just go by like time estimate?
Oh man, did you hear that?
What?
That fart that I just got.
Well, before we start putting in time estimates...
Wait. Shut up, guys, shut up. Lewis actually admitted he farted for once. And it's on tape? Oh my god.
Actually, I haven't been
Oh yeah, but that's also because that's because he's protected in another room from you. If he was in the same room with you,
God.
if you were in the same room with you, it would be silent but deadly. See.
Here's the thing: it's usually the cat that farts, but this time I'll admit it.
So let's go to the other two matches before we find out how long Ziggler's going to last. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin.
Have they done any build up for these two?
Corbin beats the shit out of Zayn.
Corbin beats him up every week. It's just going to continue.
Yeah, I agree.
WWE has already shown they have no fucking clue what to do with Sami Zayn other than his feuding with Kevin Owens.
So, clean sweep for Corbin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot match of the week. Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper.
I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm going to consider this the dark match on the show.
Wait, was there another match besides the pre-match that I'm seeing here?
No, there was the other one. I forgot to add it on there. So
yeah, Harper versus...
Just remove the Dillinger English match. Just remove that one.
Yeah, Harper versus Rowan's the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just remove that.
Rowan, I'll tell you right now, Harper versus Rowan is going to be the dark horse match on that show. Because they're both big guys. They both fucking work. I'm really looking forward to this. I want to pick Rowan, but I know they're going to go with Harper.
Same thing. Rowan's the one that hasn't... Harper got his big push. Wyatt obviously has his big push. Rowan's the only one of the original Wyatt family trio that's still stuck in limbo. But I don't know if they're going to push... They're probably going to put over Luke Harper this time.
Yeah.
Although I like Harper's new... I do like freaking Rowan's new clown mask gimmick, the whole Gacy mask, and handing the kids balloons and popping them. That shit's awesome.
Oh, so he's basically Doink, but actually scary.
Yeah, but...
Reed?
No, that's not Reed. That's John.
I know. I'm asking Reed for his decision.
I'm going with Harper too. As much as I just seeing the fact that Rowan is actually back, and I do kind of like how he has that new gimmick, and it's a nice gimmick to go with. But Harper, it's going to be simply because I think what they're going to do with this is that they're going to have Harper win, but it's going to be like he's not like Rowan's not going to be done with him, so it's going to be a continual fight for a few months, and it's probably going to help them both if they go that way.
So what you're saying is Harper isn't finished with Rowan yet?
Nope.
Nope. Simply because...
Did you guys watch Talking Smack?
Say again?
Did you guys watch Talking Smack?
No.
I saw the clip where Rowan had the balloon.
Yeah, Rowan did this really cool freaking promo where he was like, oh, Harper betrayed the family. Bray may be gone, but he still broke Bray's heart. I'm going to make him pay.
You mean Rowan can talk now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually let him talk for the first time. Why did they let both of them talk? Like, they have Harper as a polite, quiet person, despite the fact that he looks like a psychopath.
It looks like a psycho hillbilly.
Yeah.
John, decision?
Let's see here. I think the ultimate winner of this match is going to be Vince McMahon with the Kleenex and the hand lotion.
And the hand lotion.
But who's actually getting the pinfall?
Who's going to get the pinfall?
Oh, you just asked me who was going to win the match.
No, that's going to be who's satisfied with the match. Who's actually going to win here?
Yeah,
Vince
Vince is
McMahon.
going to win. He's going to get off to two big guys.
Well, yeah, but then
Who is taking
Vince
home
wins-
the winner's share of the purse?
Vince wins twice here. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, God. I have no fucking idea.
So
To be honest
we'll just let John fill in that pick later.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'm betting 15 minutes before Kinshasa comes through.
Actually, I'm going to agree. We can't do ranges either. So yeah, I'm going to agree about 15 minutes.
We'll have it be like a 5-second interim.
Yeah.
How about we do this like Price is Right?
Yeah,
gets
of course.
close-
Whoever gets the
whoever-
closest wins.
Without going over.
All right.
Without going
Oh,
over.
whoa.
All right. So,
Okay.
okay, I'm still sticking with 15 minutes.
Oof.
And I bet you one of you's going to say 1 minute eventually.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Someone's gonna say 1 minute, then they'll say 2 minutes.
So, Reed, what's your bid?
12 minutes.
All right, 12 minutes. What's your bid, Will?
I'm going to say 14 minutes.
14 minutes. And Lou, what's your bid?
I'm gonna go with 1 second.
You asshole!
I'm going to go with 20 minutes because gives Ziggler a chance to show off before he eventually gets that Kinshasa in his face.
So if the match goes any shorter than 12 minutes, Lou wins. I have no idea what he might win. We'll figure that out eventually.
Damn it!
So I guess that's the show.
Just so you know, I've added the minutes in there. So Ty is Nakamura 15, I'm Nakamura 14, John is Nakamura 20, Reed is Nakamura 12, and Lou, because he said 1 second, is Nakamura 1/60th. I put in a fraction just for you.
I think this is a good time to end this week's show.
Actually, wait, I got it. By the way, guys, I actually found the theme music for the NXT show this weekend.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because we all know this NXT TakeOver is more like an episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. Yeah, you're going to see a couple high-profile matches, but the rest nobody really gives a shit about.
Oh, boy. Anything else? Anything to add before we close out this week?
Fuck the Bucks. Fuck Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah, there is something I want to add, by the way.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
shit.
Okay.
What's up?
I happen to be lucky enough to, and this is wrestling related, by the way.
Oh.
I actually happen to be lucky enough to actually go to a screening of Baywatch this past Wednesday.
Oh boy.
And I'll give a short review of it because the movie's not out yet. And actually encouraging people who actually were at the screening to talk about it. So basically, to me, it was okay. I mean, if you could see it for a matinee, if you want to go see it in the theater, go to a matinee. I wouldn't pay full price for it. It was, I mean, if you've seen the show, you've pretty much seen the movie already.
And there's
I mean, The Rock was obviously the standout. Zac Efron wasn't too bad himself, but, you know, the chemistry seemed a little pushed. It's pretty much like an episode of Baywatch, except with a lot of swearing and dick jokes. To the point where you actually see them examining a dead guy's dick.
And I bet that was your favorite
Yeah.
part of the movie.
And much like Lou's favorite part in Alien was the two aliens kissing. But anyway. So yeah, it was okay. I'd give it maybe on the Meltzer rating, I'd give it a 3-star. It's okay, but it drags. So that's my review. That's my mini review of Baywatch.
So what you're giving, so in other words, what you're giving it is what the actual Meltzer rating should have been for that Omega Okada match.
Pretty much.
Actually, the actual rating for that match should have been a 1.5 star.
It should have been an ass. Never mind the
Are you going to introduce an ass? Are you going to introduce an ass rating when you do that match?
And by the way, I think it is goddamn despicable that I was, the theater was full for the screening because, a lot of people aren't going to turn down free tickets.
No.
Right.
That's where you went.
But I think it is bullshit that I was in a fucking theater full of people. They had cameos from both David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson, and nobody seemed to know who the fuck they were or care. I was the only one in that theater clapping when they came on the screen.
To be fair, most people that were watching Baywatch in the day were probably looking at the females from the chest down.
Yeah, but at least you always knew who Pamela Anderson was. She's the one of the bigger tatas.
So Pamela Anderson, the new guy, Hep C.
Well, no, that was passed to her from anyway.
Yeah, well,
and I've also got an announcement to make.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh God.
You're finally coming out of the closet.
Fuck you.
See what I mean?
I'm gonna help. Even though this show sometimes is a pain in the ass. My goal on here is to increase viewership, and I'm going to do just that.
What are you gonna do?
Oh no.
I think it's time for Hastly Kayfabed Recap to have its first ever contest.
Okay. What does the winner get?
What we're going to do?
Money here.
And what we're going to do is we're going to hold a random drawing. I'll give it until shit. What do you think is a fair date, Ty?
Probably next month, going our viewership.
Yeah. So what? Around the time of the next pay. Well, next month's Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna give you until Money in the Bank. Help me out with a date because I'm trying to.
1 second. Let me see when is Money in the Bank.
You could call Reed.
Extreme Rules. Money in the Bank is
the 18th.
Yeah.
June 18th?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so you have until June 18th to basically send to this channel and wherever Ty fucking uploads it. You have until then to send us your name and your address. And what I'm going to do is I actually have a tank top from the screening that they were giving away. It's a let's see the size here. It's an extra large, and it's the Bay's Night Out shirt because that's what they called the event. Bay's Night Out Baywatch. It's Dolby Cinema at AMC. It's a seafoam green with the pink text, and since obviously none of us are going to be able to fit in an XL, it's going to go to a random drawing to one lucky fan. I can't guarantee I'll get an autograph, but whatever. But you get to actually own a rare piece of memorabilia from a members only screening.
I'll sign it yourself.
And that goes to a lucky fan of ours. All 7 of you.
I honestly, I thought this was going to be a bit. I honestly thought you were going to raffle off a pony or some shit like that, and then I would have been able to say, well, wouldn't you know who won the pony?
No,
but
I could snap a picture and send it to Ty. Actually, I'll send it to Ty right now so he can put it on the air.
How about this? Why don't you do that, and then what we can do is we can run the raffle because there are ways to run raffles. And then at least through the people that are there. And then all you have to do is comment. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Put a comment below.
You could say shit for brains. You could say I like this show. You could say that Yellow Jacket guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and Kenny Omega's the best wrestler in the world. I don't give a shit.
You know someone's probably going to say that, right?
I don't know who's going to say that. I don't really care. But at least comment.
And here's a picture. And here's a picture of the tank top, by the way.
Oh, God. Really?
I don't know if you call that a prize, more like a
really?
More like a punishment.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
it's an exclusive piece of memorabilia because the screening was members only. And you only got this tank top if you went to the Stubbs premiere screening.
And I'll even wipe my ass with it and sign it.
That's even less of a prize.
And by the way, if you want to, we have 3 members of the fucking staff that can actually sign it for you and send it your way.
And like I said, I'll wipe my ass with it. Sign it.
There we go. There's a new comment. I signed up for that T-shirt that we can't see. Just put it up on the thing. And
yeah, it's going up soon.
Okay.
The title for this week's show: Win a tank top.
Yep.
The title for this week's show: Are they going to screw up? And where's my prize?
So there's the tank top, everyone. You're welcome to set it on fire upon winning it.
There you go.
It's scratch and sniff. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it before.
But it's a members only. But it's only for a kayfabe, whatever the fuck.
Our fans, because we don't have exactly enough fans yet to have a fan name brand yet.
But hey, at least you get to win something.
Good point.
Yes, like I say,
you may not be able to win the Powerball, but you'll be able to, or that WrestleMania trip that me and Lewis should have won.
Oh, who won the WrestleMania? Someone won the WrestleMania trip.
It wasn't us. We didn't get no email.
I didn't get an email.
I didn't get no email.
Me neither.
God dang it! Watch it be one of those scrubs that got the network yesterday.
No, they're disallowed.
The contest is only for people that subscribed up, that still are subscribed up, and that started at least in August 2014.
Yeah.
So you had to subscribe nonstop from at least August 2014 until now.
So yeah. Okay.
Okay then. So win that prize and don't murder us. But hey, at least it's something. Just to let you know, we do appreciate the dozen people that actually watch this show.
Not even a dozen. Not even a dozen.
Sometimes we break 15. Anyway,
and who knows? If this contest goes well, then maybe we'll run another one.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Like win a date with Reed's girlfriend.
Oh God.
Reed, you can have like a ton of blades.
Let me get my gun out.
So while Reed's loading up his sniper rifle, once the Mr. Roger Marathon is over, we'll be at Yellow Jacket Guy on Twitch. I'll be at Iceman X79 on Twitch.
By the way, I need to make a plug.
Go ahead.
I'm actually it's in the early stages, but I'm actually starting to stream on Beam using the Xbox tag Reverend J Blaze.
All right.
Since when were
I
you?
don't have a mic just yet, but at least you can see some shitty gameplay.
Yeah. Ninja's being a ninja somewhere, and Lou is, well, probably getting ready to piss off the IWC. So.
And by the way, I got a song since we're talking about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I got a song to sing real quick.
All right.
To lead us out.
All right.
All right.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? I always want to live in a house like yours, my friend. Maybe when there's nobody home, I'll break in. So I met a woman that says she was rich, spent all the money, walked out on the bitch. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
I was about to say John's actually singing a song straight, and then the rest of the song I played.
I was gonna say that I was waiting for the turn.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it.
I don't know where that's from. That's a shame.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
I know where it's from. I'm just...
You should be listening to this.
Good night, everybody. See you next week. We'll probably be screaming what the fuck happened at Backlash. Goodbye.
Yep. Good night.